Good evening. It's Card Creating with Jean, and it's Tuesday night. Time for some Tuesday tips, I guess. And I've got a couple of cards to share with you using one of our one of our new embossing folders. It's actually 6x6, so it's not so little. So I thought that we would take a look at one of these new items that's coming up in September. It is in the catalog, so if any of you have gotten the new mini catalog, it will be shown in there. Hi Nancy, welcome. Thanks for joining. And it's part of a suite, but I just thought we would start with just that, and then we will move into the rest of the suite probably next week. So I am happy to do this one. It's a little different. We're going to use the debossed side, and then I think Saturday we might use the embossed side. So you'll get both sides of the embossing folder and different ways that you can use it to create some really pretty cards, I think. You'll be the judge of that, though, I guess. So I have some big announcements to make at the end of our live video. I thought I would save that for the end. So if anybody's watching this on YouTube, they can just end their time watching the two cards that I'm going to make tonight. So I want to remind people that are watching it on YouTube to make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you know when the next video is coming out. And if you're watching this for the first time, please comment so that you can get it on our drawing that we will have on Saturday night. And make sure that you subscribe so you know when I'm going to be coming on the next time. So I think that's everything that I need to let you know about right now. So I'm actually going to turn the camera down. We're going to get started early. And as people come on, then, I should get my iPad up and going here so I can see comments. That would probably be a good idea. Let's see. And make sure that I've got, I guess must have the volume all the way down. I'm hoping, because I've got my thing clamped in here. So, very good. Thank you for sharing, Nancy. I really appreciate it. Okay, let me flip the camera around so we can get started. Just have to move my ring light. Hopefully this isn't going to be too far down. Move it out a little bit. I have to adjust my iPad. All right. This new piece of equipment that I got here. There we go. I think I've got it now. How far down are we? That's pretty good. Okay. So the embossing folder is this one. And it is a wide embossing folder. Like I say, it's 6x6. And the printing goes all the way out to the edge on the sides. Not quite on the top and the bottom. So when I have been putting this in to emboss it, I've been using a 6x5.5 sheet of cardstock. And I think this is possibly the way we went. Let me just look at what we've got here. 3 dots. I think I went this way, so 6 wide, but I am going to flip it this way so I have the 5.5. So it's a very pretty embossing folder. Really makes a nice set. So we are going to actually use the debossed side, like I said, like so. And I think both of them I'm going to color the same way. So we're going to get the coloring out of the way first. And I think I'm going to need probably one more sheet. So I have the first card we're going to make. I'm going to use, let me get my stuff out here, the soft sea foam for the background. Get all the rest of my stuff out here so I'm not clattering around. I thought maybe one card using a soft color would be really nice. So I am just going to take this. You could use a brayer to color this, or you could color it like I'm going to do by just running my ink right over the top of this. And I'm going to use the end that doesn't, see, there's a little framework around 3 sides. I'm going to use the end that does not have the framework, and it's a little more, it's easier to maneuver with. So we're just going to go over the top like so. I'm going to flip it around and go the other way. And then I'm going to go right down the center. Oh, I didn't want to go. There we go. Trying to make sure I got the ends. Sometimes the ends are hard because if you run it through, you know, when you've cut it, if it has a little edge that sticks up, it makes it a little more difficult, but there, that looks pretty good. Except I got a line right down there. Okay. And you try to hold the ink pad as flat as you possibly can. Helps as well. Okay, our second one that we're going to do, we're going bold. We're going to use Shaded Spruce. This one's a real wow. I'll bring this and get that edge. There we go. Whoop. There. Some people take and kind of dab it on with the ink pad. I tried doing one where I just dabbed it, and I didn't like the effect. I needed to run the ink pad over. Okay. That's it for that one, but I will be using it. Okay, so we'll just put that aside so that it starts to dry. Alright, so our first card we're making, I'm using white cardstock for the background. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers here. And I cut it at 8.5 by 5.5, scored it at 4 1/4, but then I took the front and I just cut 1 inch off of it so that it is not as, doesn't go all the way over to the side. I don't know what I'm saying here. Okay, and then I took some of this really pretty specialty paper. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a geometric type design on it, and it's a foil, and it is actually from this set called Flower Garden Foils. So you get one piece that has this kind of floral design on it. I'm hoping you can see that. And then another piece that has this more geometric design on it. And this one comes in cloud cover, which is what this is. Pretty in pink, and then strawberry slush. So we're using the strawberry slush. And I am just going to put this on each edge here. Should be the right. It looks like I'm a little bit off there, but I can solve that. Let me see. Where did I put my? Here it is. We will take a little bit off the card, maybe. Let's put this on first. Had to get a new roll of tape runner. Just bring it right out to the edge so you can see I got a little bit I need to take off there. I think this one's going to be the same. Should be. Yes, it is. Interesting. And I'm going to put this on this side. So I'm going to match it right up to the top and bring it down. So now I can kind of see that I need to take probably about maybe a 1/16 off. So let me get my cutter here. And we are just gonna put that in there. There. Easy peasy. No one would know the difference. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our wreath. Oh, I shouldn't have put that so far away. Okay. So I need the 5 1/4 or 5 1/2. That's not that side. That's this side. Okay. So we are going to, I'm going to cut a little of this edge off here. So we are right on the edge where the printing starts. Okay. And now for the front. Make sure I'm going the right way. Yes, I am. We are going to cut the front at 3 inches. So let me turn it around this way and do the 3 inches. Okay. And then we're going to cut another piece that is 1 1/8, and that's going to go on this little extra flap on the side. And we could either do this because it's going to match up perfectly, or we could actually do, let me grab another 1 1/8 here. Which is going to have a little bit more. Yeah, I think I like the continuation of the wreath there. You could take more off of this end so that you have it's more centered. Totally up to you. All right. So let's continue. We are going to mount this on here. I still need to take that little bit off of the bottom. I'm going to take it off here at the top, though. So it is. Let's see if that'll do it. I kind of think not. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty good. Guess that's all I needed to take off of that one. All right. So go ahead and glue this on with the mono glue. Try to center this so that it's this equal on both sides of what that little strawberry slush edge is going to show. Like so. And then this follows through, and we're just going to glue that down on that inside edge. This is such an easy card, and I think it is very beautiful when it's done. I like the strawberry slush with this. It's, oh, and I didn't cut that edge off. Well, we are going to use the scissors if it's, bring it down just a slight bit. There. I like that continuation of the edge there. Do I need to take any off? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. Now, we need to put a tag on the front with a sentiment, and I thought we would use the Bright and Happy Christmas Wishes, and we're going to put that on here. And we're going to use the strawberry slush. this piece is, I'm sorry, 3/4 of an inch by 2.5. And I'm going to stamp more on my left side here. Let's see if I can get this. It'd be nice if I got it straight, wouldn't it? Boy, that just doesn't look like it's straight. Hang on a second. That doesn't look like it's straight on the block. Let me just adjust that a little bit. Because I would like it to be straight. There, I think that's better. Okay. Whoop. All right. And this piece, which is going to mat behind it, is 7/8 of an inch, so it's just 1/8 of an inch taller, and it's 2 5/8 in length, so just 1/8 of an inch longer. And I'm going to take my scissors and just nope, not those scissors. Those are my good ones for my ribbon. Come here. There we go. We're going to just do an angle cut here. Now, if you want to match up your angle cut so it's the same on your mat, just lay it on the one end that you're going to cut, because you have it extending past on that end. It's going to all work out. Just follow that line all the way up. So you have the same degree of slant, I guess. See? It's going to look perfect. Easy peasy. All right. Nope, not going to use that. I'm going to use my tape runner here. Oh, almost threw the end away. That would have been disastrous. All right. Like so. And we're going to add this on here so that it is like right to the end. So I want to see, don't want to go past that. There we go. And we're going to add this on kind of right here in the middle. I'm not popping it up or anything. Okay. So far, so good. So I thought, well, why don't we stamp the inside right away? I'm just going to stamp it directly on, and we're going to use the May the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. And these stamps are from, where is the stamp set? Oh, I had it sitting here. Here it is, I think. Yep. It's one that's already out. It's the Holly Jolly set. So these were online exclusives that came out in, what would that be, July, I think it was. Alright, let's get it going the right way. Always works better that way. There we go. All right, now some embellishments. Hi, Carol. How are you? Thank you for sharing. I truly appreciate that. I hope you are feeling good. All right, our cover of our, we're going to use our little rhinestones. They're so pretty. Rhinestone Basic Jewels. They've had them on in the lineup of embellishments for a long time. And we are just going to use these little guys. And I thought it would be so pretty to add them in where the little berries are around. It just adds a beautiful sparkle to the card. You wouldn't necessarily have to put them on all, but I am. So you want to make sure your cardstock is really dry when you want to put these on. Otherwise, they're not going to stick so great. This just adds such a cool touch. Oh, I wanted to flip over on me. And yes, this takes a little bit of time to put on, and you wouldn't want to have to do too many cards this way. I've seen people just put a few on. Whoops, not just the small ones. And there's a lot of small ones in this set. I'm not going to put the ones that go with that one on this because they would hang off the same with that one. It's going to hang off the card. So I just really want to stick to my putty at the end here. And here. And flip this around. And I'm even putting them on this little band on the side as well. I think it needs it. Just gives it a little more pizzazz. Hanging in there. Oh, Carol, I understand that. That's all you can do, isn't it? I think there's one right there. We're going to put one there where the little divot is. Okay, card number 1 is complete. I hope you like it. A little different. It's not your standard red and green. And that's why I thought, ooh, maybe we'll do that. It might be different. It might be fun. Did I wash that off? I can't remember. Okay. So that's our card number 1. And it's identical to the one that I made. Go figure. Except I had left more of the edge here so I could get in that extra little bling there. Okay, card number 2. So we already went ahead and colored our cardstock here. And we are going to cut it down. So I want to make sure that I'm using the 6-inch side, which I am. We are going to cut this into 2-inch panels. Okay, and then this will be 2 inches. All right, we're going to keep these together so that we know which direction they go in. And let me get the rest of it out here. We're going to use some of these new embellishments. They're called Traditional Sparkling Sequins. I love them because they're flat. We're actually going to use these on our wreath. They are cloud cover, actually. They're a real light blue, but they almost look silver, but with just a tinge of blue. Oh shoot, I forgot to do something before I cut that. I wasn't thinking, but I don't think there's any worries about it. Let me get our clean piece of paper. we are going to actually take and color in these guys a little bit. And we are going to use Pool Party. And you can just color them in without too much worry about going outside of the lines, because the shaded spruce is so dark that it doesn't matter. Just to give it some pretty color. Makes it look rich. Hi, Nancy. Oh, sorry, Nancy. I thought you were I didn't realize we were talking earlier. What's the matter with me? You like the color combination? Okay. Well, I guess if you hang in there tonight and Saturday night, I'll show you what you can do with it. Maybe even Saturday night we'll do 3 cards, but we'll have to see. Let's see, is that it? No, wrong direction. Got to keep them going the right way. Okay. This one's a little bit darker because I think I was a little heavier handed with the that green, that shaded spruce going over this, so it got in on a little bit more of the flowers. But you'll see what we're going to do with it. Okay, that's it for that, so I can put that away. And there we have it. Okay. All right. So we have our 3. It's right down here in the corner. I needs a little of there. It was a little white. Okay, so we have our 3 pieces here. Do I have them the right direction here? There, that's better. Put the colors all together the correct way, Jean. Okay. Now, our card base is... Where did I put it? Oh, it's still in the box. Okay. I took the card base, and it's a standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4. I also scored it at 2 1/8. So it has the fold back. And we are going to put this on here so that there's just an edge on both sides of white to make it pop a little bit. Okay? Where'd my glue go? Oh, my goodness, I had it thrown across my desk. I always add extra glue when I'm trying to glue down something that's been embossed, and I'm using the debossed side as the front because it's a little bumpy and hard to get it to take on the paper. I think that's pretty good. Make sure that we are... Yes, okay. So now on the inside, we have a choice. I kind of think I'm going to go with the way I had it before. Yeah, I think it's going to be best. We are going to put this in here. Just kind of laying this out so that it has just a little bit separation there with the white showing. It's a little different. I like different. This around. This one will go right next to it. What I was trying to achieve is that when the card is open, that you're going to be able to see that it is a wreath. If you set it up, you know, there. Okay. So now that is not straight. There, I think that's better. Yep, okay. So then I thought, okay, the front, I'd like to do a Merry Christmas, and I took and punched out a white cardstock using the 2 3/8 inch punch. Hopefully you can see that. It's got such a reflection on it for me, so hopefully you can see that. I punched that out. We're going to stamp the Merry Christmas, and it's from the same stamp set as the Holly Jolly stamp set again. We're going to put that on here. In the shaded spruce. And we're going to try to get it centered as best we can up and down. I mean, so that there's the same depth above as below in white. So, okay, that looks probably pretty good. Like so. Alright. And then, oh my goodness, the table is just shaking all over the place, isn't it? Sorry about that. Then I'm going to take this little greenery, which is also in that set, and we're going to put that above and below. I thought it needed to have just a little bit of something filling it in. Like so, and like so. Alright, and then we're just going to color it in with blends. And we are going to use the light Pool Party. Alright, where are you, Pool Party? Here you are. Let's see how the light works. If it's not enough, we'll add the dark to it. Alright, just doing the leaves. Oh, I think it's going to be enough. We'll see. If it dries really light, we'll just go to the darker shade. What do we think? Yeah, I guess it needs to be the darker one. As soon as I put it on, I could tell. Oh yeah, that's better. Makes it stand out just a little bit more. Okay. So I thought we would zhuzh this up by taking a piece of the glimmer paper that is from, this is another set that's coming out in September, and this is called Peaceful Garden. It has the light blue, the dark Secret Sea, and then this, I think they call it gray. Let me see what it says on here. They call it dark gray. Well, that doesn't look like dark gray to me. But I thought this would look marvelous with just that little bit of sparkle behind it. So we are going to glue this on. Yeah, I'm going to get a little more glue over here. There we go. And this just has a little peak of an edge here, which I like. So this is the die that I used from the Stylish Shapes, second to the largest. What did I say it was? 2 3/4? No. Well, kind of, sort of. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 is this one. So it makes that nice edge there with the stamped. And this is going to go on the front of the card, kind of going over the side. Oh, let's mark this here. So I don't want to go past that. Okay. Make sure I get this on straight would be good. And the inside, we're going to do the same thing with the same type of a circle and a punched white circle. And we are going to stamp it with "Wishing you and yours all the best." And this one I'm going to stamp near the top, because if somebody wants to just sign underneath it, they're going to want to sign right underneath it. We're going to put that in here, sort of in the center here, so when this is closed, you're not going to see it, but it's kind of in the center of the wreath. A person could add a message over on the left side, and I don't know why it is. Mine that I just did for my sample, I don't know if you could see this, there's little spots here, so this can't have been completely dry. What I did is I just took a panel of white and glued it right over the top here. You know how that is. We do what we have to. So let me go ahead and get this stamped. And I do like this color. This is a new color for me. I haven't had shaded spruce. And I really like it. And it's like, why didn't I order this before this? I still don't have the blueberry colored either. That's another color I need to eventually order. Alright. So I'm not going to put any... Well, maybe I could. Let's see how much room this is going to take up. There's still room for a signature, isn't there? Let's put one on the bottom. I didn't on my sample. And my sample is different. I didn't use this paper. You'll see. This is just kind of classing it up. All right, let's see. Get it straight, Jean. Let's see how good I do at this. Okay. And then we'll use the dark Pool Party to color in the leaves. Okay, get this put away. Glue this on. Okay. I got a little bit of shaded spruce on my fingernail, and that would end up on the card if I don't try to wipe it off now. Okay. So this is going to go in here. Yep. I considered putting it over, but then it's not going to line up right with the wreath, and I think having it line up with the wreath is probably the better option. Make sure that's, yep. Don't want it to extend. All right, let's grab a piece of cardstock. Look at there, same color, same end on it, 5.5. We are going to make it, let me see, it's 2 1/8. I'm going to do 2 1/16 just so it closes. I think that's what I need to go in here. And then if you just want to write a note or something on there, you certainly can. And if you wanted to, you could even put some of that greenery on here. Why don't we? This is the third time I've pulled the shaded spruce out. I do this so frequently. I think, oh, I'm done with that. I'll put it away. And then I pull it out again. I think it adds just a nice touch. So it's just not a blank piece of paper. Or a piece of cardstock in there. And we can use the pens anyway. All right, now I think I'm done with it. Come on. Ooh, didn't want to open. There. Put a little glue on here. Yep, look at that. I got it on there again. Boy. It must be really, the glue must be right out to the edge or something that it's doing that. Okay, we are just going to put this in here. And it should be over far enough that I can get this open and closed, no problem. Great. All right, now let's put these really pretty, we're using the small ones. Oh, I don't need this anymore. This is what I need. Come on, get in there. Sheesh, didn't want to go in. All right. These we don't have to have in the spots where there's already a berry. I'm just going to put 3 on each side. And a big one between the Merry and Christmas. when you get it that close to the glimmer paper, you can see there's just a touch of blue in there. I think it's really pretty. I don't know about you, but I do. This is my sample. I went with using the shaded spruce for the ring around there. And I didn't put anything on the inside, and I thought it really needed something. And instead of using Pool Party, I used Coastal Cabana. And I thought, it could be just a little bit lighter. But you can see where I was a little I was a little heavier. See, this isn't quite dry. It still feels kind of dampish. I probably should have had an extra one that I could have used that I colored earlier this afternoon. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is put on some Wink of Stella. And we're just going to put that on these little leaves. Get it mixed up here. Just adds a little pop of sparkle. Like it needs more sparkle after we put all that on there. There. All right. Believe it or not, we are done. So here are our 2 cards for tonight. And I'm sure glad you guys got to see it being made. And I hope you like them. Which one do you like better? The shaded spruce or the soft seafoam? Let me know. While I get our cards out for our drawing. You like this one, Nancy? Yeah. I like it with that glimmer paper is stunning. I'm looking forward to using that and the other 2 colors as well. A lot more. But I like the colors in this one. Using the strawberry slush is just with this green is kind of nice. It's the color, it doesn't overpower the soft seafoam. I guess that's why I like it. So anyway, well, there's those 2. Now let's do our drawing. And hopefully one of the 2 of you win tonight, so it makes it easy. But if not, you know, oh, you like the soft seafood? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see who's going to win tonight. Our Fright Night cards. Let me grab my pen. And it's number 7. It's Rhonda Brunkhorst. I will have to get in touch with her and see which one she would like. So, announcements. Nancy, I don't know if you got this today, but I did. An announcement that they're going to be making some huge changes by next spring to be completely done with the changes. And I was, I'm going to turn this back to me so you're not just looking at a blank table here. Let's see, flip this back and bring you down there. Let's see if I can get this up high enough. Then I'll grab my iPad so I can kind of go over it with you. There. Get that out. All right, so we normally on Tuesdays get information from Stampin' Up. Well, let me see. Now I got to go down to it. Product updates. Okay. They have decided that they are going to discontinue the cling stamps, which is the red rubber stamps. Boy, do I seem really dark? I hope not. Let me pull this back a little bit further. Maybe that's better. It doesn't seem to be better. Anyway, and they're going to discontinue discontinue the Stampin' Write markers. So they're discontinuing the cling stamp line, the red rubber line, due to key raw materials becoming increasingly difficult to source, with some no longer being manufactured at all. That's a good reason. So they will continue with the clear stamps, of course, and they're going to discontinue the Stampin' Write markers because of the popularity of the blends. They just, you know, that happens. The other thing that they're going to do is they're going to have new and improved stamp and die cut packaging. It's going to be, the die cuts and the stamps are going to be of the same size packaging, and they're going to be much thinner. So the box that we normally would get the stamps in for, where did my stamp set go? So are going to be much narrower than this. They're going to be similar to the packaging that the dies come in right now. So the changes are going to happen starting with this catalog that's coming out. Once that is done in December, any of the red rubber that's in there, I think they're going to move it over to the, let me go to the site. Hang on a second. Let me just click on the web page for that. The mini catalog, yeah. They'll move to the last chance products while supplies last. So they'll, whoops. Come on, get me back down there. No cling stamps from the mini catalog will carry over. So that we're just talking red rubber stamps. And then I think starting with the new annual catalog, let's see, and starting with the November online exclusives, that's when the new packaging is going. You're going to notice it starting then. So, and then by the time the next catalog comes out, the annual catalog comes out, that whole changeover will have happened by then. So they're going to keep the red rubber going until I think they run out of stock, maybe. And then let me see if they specifically said about the Stampin' Write. Okay, phasing out the Stampin' Write markers on August 20th of 2025. All Stampin' Write markers will move to the last chance products list while supplies last. So they will not discontinue the black Stampin' Write marker because a lot of people use that for journaling and things like that. The other thing that they've come out with, oops, I grabbed the wrong thing, is there are a set of journaling pens that are, what is it, 0.4? Yeah, 0.4. They're really fine. Tipped felt marker. I mean, you could use it for writing a check. You know, it's really thin. And that's another thing that you could use in place of that marker. But, I mean, that one's not going to change. So, I don't know. There'll be questions, I know. You don't know if you like the changes? I don't mind them. I don't use those markers very much. I was gung-ho about getting them, and then I haven't used them that much. So, and you can still use Stays-On ink on the clear stamps. That's not a problem. They just want you to clean them off as soon as possible, and it's best to use the Stays-On cleaner with them. So, yeah. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, there's a lot to catch up on. I've already done both cards. It was really a quickie tonight. And to be continued on Saturday night, because I'm still going to stay on that embossing folder, because we use the debossed side and we're going to use the embossed side on Saturday night. So I like it when I've got worked ahead. So it says the new packaging details are going to be 5 5/8 by 9 inches. So stamps and dies will now come in the same size and style of packaging, making it easy to store bundles and coordinating products together. So, like I say, I really like that. Though, you know, right now I just transfer everything over, the dies over onto one of those magnetic sheets and stick that inside the, stick it right inside here with the stamps, like so. So I'll have to see. Maybe I will be discontinuing all those, or putting them in with all my old sets that I want to keep, and I've taken them back out and put them in those plastic folders that they sent us. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. I'm not terribly upset with the change. You know, they have to do what they have to do, and I don't know. They show a picture here. What? This must be stamps and dies. I don't know. See if you can see that. So it's supposed to be easier for storage, and which storage is always nice to have something a little bit smaller, because then you can have more. It does sort of remind me of how the sets came from close to my heart. I had received, I had bought several sets at a garage sale from somebody that was close to my heart way before I started doing Stampin' Up, and they had small folders like that for their stamp sets, and I didn't think it was too bad. I don't know if I have any of them. Let me look. I might still have one or two left. No, I don't think I do. I think I must have gotten rid of them all. They're probably in a box under my table over here of things that are not Stampin' Up, because I was trying to call out everything that wasn't Stampin' Up so that I could just concentrate on that when I started doing Stampin' Up. So anyway, that's the news from today. I was really shocked when I saw it, but you know, I could understand that. I will look forward to seeing how this all rolls out, but looking forward to the next online exclusives that we receive in November. And I think that would, the November I think is our pre-order, and then it would go live in December if I remember correctly. Anyway, November or December, you'll see that they've switched over on those items too. So you'll start seeing how the new packaging is going to be. So anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm sorry. So I hope you enjoyed the video tonight, or the live tonight, and I will see you on Saturday night, and we will work on some more of the this embossing folder, which I think is pretty awesome. I could see doing a shadow box with this too, that I think would look so cool, using a 6x6 and then raising it up, painting it or whatever. Lots to play with. So have a good evening, and I will see you on Saturday night, or catch the replay. And don't forget to like and comment. And if you're on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.